This is a photo from a Star Wars themed wedding that we got to photograph a couple years ago, and I'm going to share a little bit about how we got to photograph that wedding coming up. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Josiah Blizzard, and on this channel we talk about wedding photography, a lot of that sort of thing, and I'm going to share a little bit about how we got to photograph one of the coolest weddings ever, and that wedding was a Star Wars themed wedding. This wedding was full on nerd, okay? Like my level of nerd. I'm wearing a Boba Fett t-shirt right now. Like guys, I'm a Star Wars fan. I got multiple, look, we got Admiral Akbar back here. I love Star Wars. And so shooting this wedding was like a really cool nerd out moment for me. I mean, guys, when I talk about a Star Wars wedding, this couple loved Star Wars, all right? So much so that the groom, his job at the time was actually creating replica armor for the 501st Legion of Stormtroopers, all right? Like he created full-on screen accurate replica armor, and actually he gave us a helmet as a gift.
He's got the coolest gift anybody's ever given us. I don't even know if you can hear me right now.
You can.
But it's pretty sick.
The groom made replica helmets, stormtrooper helmets for each of his groomsmen. There were sand troopers directing traffic. There, freaking R2-D2 was the ring bearer, guys. He came down the aisle, and I don't mean somebody like pushed him down the aisle. Like this was a fully robotic R2-D2 that came down the aisle with the rings. I full on was a kid at this wedding. I wore my Star Wars slip-ons. Darth Vader came in during the reception and I almost lost it. It was insane, guys. It was a really, really cool wedding. From those big, giant touches, right? Those details of R2-D2 and droids and stormtroopers, but all the way down to like his cufflinks, socks, her garter was like R2-D2'd out, invitations, literally even some engravings on the cake were like spaceships and like X-Wings and Millennium Falcons and things like that. It was one of the coolest weddings that we've ever photographed, and it's the answer I give when people ask like, what is the coolest wedding that you've ever shot, or what's the most memorable wedding or the most unique wedding? And I always say that one because it was just the coolest thing ever. We got to shoot this wedding because another photographer who originally booked this wedding couldn't shoot it any longer. And we hired this photographer when she was up visiting family in the Philly area. She's originally from Florida. We hired her back in 2016 to do some branding and portrait stuff for Steph and I. And we connected with her there, and I had been communicating with her a couple months before that, and we're in the same photography groups and things of that nature. So we were connected, we knew each other, had never met in person until that moment. It turns out a couple months later, they found out that they could no longer shoot this wedding. And since they're in Florida, the wedding was actually in Connecticut, they were looking to help the bride and groom find a new photographer. And they immediately thought of us because one, I think they knew that we liked Star Wars. And two, they knew that we were a little bit closer to Connecticut. I don't know if they knew any photographers in the Connecticut area, but we were in Philly, so we were only like a 4-hour drive. And so they recommended us, and we got in touch with the couple, and they booked us, and that's how this whole thing happened. That's how the whole thing happened, guys. So my tip for you guys is make sure that you're connecting with other photographers in the industry. Doesn't matter if they live in the same area as you, or if they're on the other side of the country. You can still have opportunities to shoot weddings that are really, really, really like ideal weddings for you, regardless of what vendor or photographer you're connecting with. So make sure that you are building connections in the industry with other photographers, with other vendors, because you never know what kind of opportunity might come along, such as a Star Wars themed wedding. It was really, really dope. So yeah, if you like this content, please hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and maybe go watch this video here if you enjoyed this one, because I think this one here is gonna be right up your alley. So thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.